Welcome to Subramani. This is a post meant for IFAs because IFAs ask me what should we do to improve our business, to grow our business and things like that. I'm sure there are a lot of people willing to give you a lot of talk, but I want to give you some short bullet points. One thing I've noticed is when you do what is good for the client, it is normally good for you. So remember that. However, the client may not recognize it is good for him at the time that you're doing it, and the client may buy a similar but a harmful product from a bank or somebody else. You don't have to rub it in. Slowly with time he will recognize. For example, you could have sold a pension plan with full redemption possibility, and a bank may have sold him a pension plan where only where 1/3 can be redeemed and the remaining has to be converted compulsorily into an annuity, right? So even if the client does not realize at the time of selling, he will realize it at a later stage. Don't rub it in. You don't have to say it at all. He will know that he has been given a bad product, but it requires patience. Second, when you look at successful IFAs, take Rupa, take Dhruv, take Ganesh Shanbag, Yogin Sabnis, you take, sorry, but I'm giving you all Mumbai examples. These people, whatever be their AUM, let's say their AUM is 100, these people did not do 100 of sales. They did only 20 or 30 of sales. Then they kept in touch with the client and waited for the 20 to become 100. None of these people whom I'm speaking about has got a track record of less than 20-25 years. This is not small, right? It's a long time. It's when you look at a Microsoft or you look at a Facebook, don't look at them as startups. These are all 30-40-year-old companies. They've not been built overnight. So these AUMs have not been built overnight. Yes, today it looks big because just like the power of compounding, at the later stages it looks easier, or the trail income looks attractive, but they have gone through a lot of nonsense at the early part of their lives. They have lost business, they must have got business, they must have done everything. So the more important next point is financial services takes time to grow. Any other business where you're selling products, maybe you can advertise, you can do all that, but financial services takes time to go. You don't reap rewards as soon as you sow. This is more like farming, or rather more like growing an orchard. It takes you 20-25 years to have a nice orchard, right? You can't go put your seed and next day hope to get a reward. It takes 7 years for a mango tree. So yes, takes time. Don't think you can push it, right? The most often quoted example, it takes 9 months to produce a baby. You can't put 9 women and produce a baby in a month. So it takes time. So all these people have taken time, all have shown patience, and believe me, go and ask each one of them. They have not done the 100 rupees of the sales. They have done 20-30 rupees of the sale and let it grow to 100. That is how they have 100, not by bringing 100, right? You cannot push the process beyond a particular pace. Yes, you can work hard. You can keep in touch with the client. You can do all those things. In fact, I'm not saying you can do all those things. You must do all those things. It still takes time, right? So, I mean, you can do simple things like, calling a client on a birthday is better than sending a birthday note, right? But if you must send a birthday note, a handwritten note and a cake might be better than an SMS or a WhatsApp. Because given the fact that the client has given his birthday to many people, a mutual fund, an insurance company, a credit card company, a bank, his relationship manager, everybody is anyway sending him messages. So you have to be different, you have to be unique. So whatever it is, if it is within physical reach, or you can get somebody to send flowers, or you can send somebody to send a cake, or send a handwritten note, you can do all those things, but be unique. Don't try to just copy paste what somebody else is doing. Right? That does not make any sense at all. Do something which is unique to you. If you are a good poet, write poetry. If you are a singer, leave a voice message. Do something which is unique. Don't just send a message. They might as well not send a message. It doesn't matter really. There are two thoughts always on referrals. Asking your existing client for referrals is good. You can tell the client that I'm looking for referrals, give it to me. Some clients react to it positively, sometimes some clients do not react to it positively, but you can always do one thing. You can always tell the clients that sir, do you realize that in the business in which I am, when I get business through referrals, like you came because of the reference given by Hari or Bala or somebody, Subra, then the relationship is easier to build and it stays longer. So can you please bear it in mind. The reason why you should subtly ask for reference is because sometimes the client doesn't know that you're looking for reference. The client just thinks, oh, you're well off, so you don't need reference, or he doesn't even realize that you need references, right? So your mother doesn't give you reference, right? How many of you have got any reference at all from your mother? Your mother doesn't give you reference because she doesn't know you're looking for a reference. If your father is a businessman or a lawyer or a chartered accountant, it's likely that he will give some reference. But your mother is very unlikely to speak about what you do to anybody because you have not even explained to her. She doesn't know. She knows you do something in mutual funds, but you don't tell her that, I have not told my mother that I make smart people richer. And she has not asked me, how do I make smart people richer? So I am not, do I expect to get a reference from my mother? Obviously not, right? So appreciate your clients who give you references. Just praise them loudly, praise them enough for everybody to hear, saying, look, I know this guy, he's not given me too much business, but he has given me tons of references, or both. He has given me business and he has given me tons of references. He introduced me to his company and therefore I met so many people. She's a HR professional, so she introduced me to so many other HR professionals, and therefore I'm doing SIPs, blah blah blah. Be very, very liberal in your praise. Nobody ever cribbed about the quality of praise. They don't even care a damn about the quality of person giving the praise. Even if a joker gives them praise, they would just boast about it in on Twitter and Facebook and all that. So be very liberal with praise. It helps, right? There are many other things you can do. So I don't think there is just one modern finance industry. It is so huge that you can work in completely different areas. If you are a person who doesn't understand financial planning, tie up with financial planners and tell them, I will sell mutual funds to your customers. That's fine. That is the thing. You are in parallel businesses. This is like, I met on my way to some place, Vai or near Mahabaleshwar. I met a guy who was selling batata vada, good quality batata vada, and I asked him, "Tum chai kyun nahi hai tumhare paas?" He said, "Nahi, wo baaju wale ke paas chai." It's another shop. He does not think it is necessary to kill that fellow to be his own, because people were anyway coming here and eating batata vada. They were sitting. There's a good chance that they would ask for tea. So he said, "No, sir, it doesn't matter." I asked him to make the tea and give it. So that fellow is a tea shop. So survival. This guy can easily put up a tea shop. It doesn't matter, right? But he thinks he should take them along, and I should sell batata vada. That fellow should sell tea. He is not poached into that area, and the chai wala is not poached into his area. You can really live like that. Don't try to kill everybody around you to get the business. It doesn't work that way. So keep an eye open for other people's businesses. If you have friends who are in other businesses, give them references. When you give references, good chance that they will give you references, right? Understand technology, use technology, do coaching for people who don't understand technology. So if you are if you are Gajendra Kothari and you were good at technology, go around the countryside teaching other IFAs how to use technology, how it is applicable. That is useful. So when you spread your knowledge, you also gain, and definitely you are a beneficiary by doing that. Be flexible. Talk to your clients about doing business online, doing business with paper, and give them all the choices that they have. Don't push them into believing that only digital will work. Paper still works in this country, right? As long as it's not compulsory, paper will work. But yes, it makes more efficiency to go more digital and less paper. And listen to other people, see what they're saying, and learn from them, right? All these things will help you improve your business. And I think I will do more such videos, provided you come with a feedback saying you like it. Thank you.